Welcome back, everybody. I'm Nicolas Gernoman, and today we're diving into one of the biggest questions hanging over the financial world right now. What exactly is Bitcoin preparing to do next? Because if you've spent more than 5 minutes on the internet lately, you've probably noticed that everyone suddenly becomes a market genius whenever Bitcoin moves a few $1,000s in either direction. Bitcoin goes up, social media is flooded with self-proclaimed visionaries explaining why they saw it coming months ago. Bitcoin drops, the very same people suddenly transform into economic historians, explaining why the collapse was obvious. It's one of the greatest traditions of the modern internet. Some people check the weather before leaving the house. Crypto investors check Bitcoin. Some people wake up and drink coffee. Crypto investors wake up, check Bitcoin, panic for 15 minutes, calm down for 10 minutes, and then check Bitcoin again. And somehow, despite all the technological advances of the 21st century, nobody knows what Bitcoin is going to do tomorrow. Not Wall Street, not your favorite influencer, not that guy on social media whose profile picture includes laser eyes and 3 rocket emojis. Nobody. Yet every day, millions of investors stare at charts like archaeologists examining ancient artifacts, convinced that one more line, one more indicator, or one more mysterious pattern will finally reveal the future. Meanwhile, Bitcoin continues doing what Bitcoin does best, keeping everyone guessing. One week, investors are celebrating a new rally. The next week, they're preparing for financial Armageddon. The emotional roller coaster moves so fast that some traders probably experience an entire year's worth of feelings before lunchtime. And that's exactly why this moment is so important. Because right now, Bitcoin appears to be approaching a major crossroads. The market has already delivered significant moves. Investors are watching closely. Institutions are paying attention. Traders are searching for clues. And everyone wants the answer to the same question. Is Bitcoin preparing for another explosive move higher? Or is the market quietly setting the stage for a correction that catches investors off guard? The truth is that both possibilities remain on the table. That's what makes this period so fascinating. When markets become this divided, the next move often becomes incredibly important. The optimists see opportunity, the skeptics see danger, the commentators see unlimited opportunities for dramatic thumbnails, and somehow, all three groups believe they're the smartest people in the room. Today, we're going to cut through the noise. No crystal balls, no magical predictions, no secret underground Bitcoin council deciding prices behind closed doors. Instead, we'll look at the evidence, examine both sides of the argument, and explore the key factors that could influence Bitcoin's next major move. Because whether you're a long-term investor, an active trader, or simply someone trying to understand why people get excited about digital assets in the first place, understanding what's happening right now could be incredibly valuable. And before we jump in, do me a favor. Make sure you're subscribed to the Nicolas Gernoman channel. After all, if you're willing to trust strangers on the internet discussing financial markets, you might as well choose one who openly admits that nobody can predict Bitcoin with absolute certainty. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join a community that prefers analysis over hype and facts over fantasy. Now, let's take a closer look at the current market situation and why Bitcoin may be approaching one of its most important moments of the year. Bitcoin's next major move, explosive breakout or painful crash. What if I told you that Bitcoin is about to make one of its biggest moves of the year? Right now, millions of investors are asking the same question. Will Bitcoin explode to new all-time highs? Or are we about to witness a major correction that catches everyone by surprise? The charts are sending powerful signals. Institutional investors are making moves behind the scenes, and the next few weeks could determine where Bitcoin goes for the rest of the year. In this video, we'll break down exactly what's happening, the bullish case, the bearish case, and the key levels every Bitcoin investor should be watching. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's get started. Current market situation. Bitcoin has been trading in a critical zone. After an incredible rally, the market is now facing a moment of truth. Whenever Bitcoin pauses after a major move, investors become divided into two groups. The bulls believe this is simply a healthy consolidation before the next leg higher. The bears believe the rally has gone too far and that a correction is overdue. And honestly, both sides have valid arguments. On one hand, institutional adoption continues to grow. Large investment firms, hedge funds, and corporations are paying more attention to Bitcoin than ever before. The launch of Bitcoin investment products has also brought new money into the market. On the other hand, markets never move in a straight line. After strong rallies, profit-taking is normal. Some investors are choosing to lock in gains while they wait for clearer direction. This creates uncertainty and volatility. And as history has shown us many times, Bitcoin loves volatility. The question is, which direction will that volatility break? The bullish scenario. Let's start with the bullish case. If Bitcoin can hold key support levels and attract fresh buying pressure, we could see a powerful breakout. Why? Because supply remains limited. Bitcoin's fixed supply is one of its strongest features. Unlike traditional currencies, no central bank can print more Bitcoin. As demand increases while supply remains scarce, prices naturally face upward pressure. Another bullish factor is institutional demand. Large investors often think in years, not days. When institutions accumulate Bitcoin, they are typically not looking for quick profits. They're positioning themselves for long-term growth. Then there's market psychology. Fear of missing out, or FOMO, can become incredibly powerful. Once Bitcoin starts breaking major resistance levels, retail investors often rush back into the market. This creates a chain reaction of buying pressure. In a bullish scenario, Bitcoin could break above key resistance zones, trigger massive buying activity, and begin a new upward trend. If that happens, many analysts believe new all-time highs could come into view, and once Bitcoin enters price discovery mode, the upside can become explosive. This is exactly why many long-term investors remain optimistic. They believe the bigger trend is still pointing higher. The bearish scenario. Now let's discuss the bearish case. Because ignoring risks is one of the fastest ways to lose money in the crypto market. The biggest concern is that Bitcoin may be overheated. After strong rallies, markets often need time to cool down. If buyers become exhausted and selling pressure increases, Bitcoin could experience a significant pullback. Another risk comes from global economic uncertainty. Interest rates, inflation data, and central bank decisions can influence investor sentiment. When investors become risk-averse, speculative assets like cryptocurrencies can face additional pressure. Technical indicators also suggest caution. If Bitcoin fails to hold important support levels, stop-loss orders may be triggered. This can accelerate selling and create sharp downward moves. We've seen this happen many times before. A small decline can quickly turn into a larger correction. And because leverage remains popular in crypto markets, liquidations can make sell-offs even more dramatic. In a bearish scenario, Bitcoin could revisit lower support levels before finding strong buying interest again. While that may sound scary, corrections are actually a normal part of Bitcoin's long-term journey. Historically, Bitcoin has experienced multiple large pullbacks before continuing higher. What investors should watch? So what should investors focus on right now? First, watch key support and resistance levels. These levels often determine whether buyers or sellers gain control. Second, monitor trading volume. Strong volume during a breakout adds confidence to the move. Weak volume may signal a false breakout. Third, pay attention to institutional activity. Large purchases by major firms can significantly impact market sentiment. And finally, avoid emotional decision-making. Fear and greed are responsible for many costly mistakes. The most successful investors focus on strategy, risk management, and patience. Remember, no one knows exactly what Bitcoin will do next. But by understanding both bullish and bearish scenarios, you can prepare for whatever the market delivers. So here's the big question. Do you think Bitcoin is preparing for a massive breakout or a major correction? Let me know in the comments below. I read as many comments as possible, and I'd love to hear your opinion. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an important market update. The crypto market moves fast, and staying informed can make all the difference. Thank you for watching, stay safe, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next video.